Hello all, we are here for one more lesson of this VariCAD 2016 training course, and in this lesson we are going to see about editing of 2D objects. And we can resume the commands we are going to see in this edit menu and then edit object geometry. So we are going to see about this package of commands. So to start, I will make a couple of lines, and starting on the first command, divide by point, it is something that we need to choose one entity and then to give a point where the selected entity will be splitted. Okay, and you see now I have two entities divided by the point of intersection in this particular case. Second command, it is the same, but this time instead of being by point, it is by a curve. I will make one more line and now divide by curve, and the first option to give is the dividing curve. So I will split this small line by this one. So the dividing curve is this one, and the object I want to divide is this one, and do the OK. So now if I do the escape, you see again I have another split on the small line I had. The next option is the trim command. In the trim command, it is quite easy to work with. I will make a couple of lines again, and to work with trim command, first information I need to give to VariCAD is again the dividing curve. So I want to cut this line and this line, so I will say the dividing curve is this one. Now the side to trim, I need to click somewhere below, in this case because I want to trim these two parts of the line. So somewhere, click here, and the objects to trim are this one, and do the right mouse click or do the OK on top, and the trim is executed. It is important to notice that we can work with the trim only with one entity or with multiple entities. It's the same with the difference that, as you understand, we need to select more than one entity. Next command is the extend, and the extend, I will make a border here. To work with the extend, I need to give a target entity, and it can be this one, and now I need to select arcs or lines to extend until this entity. So click this one and click that one, and basically the extend, it is done. Next option on this is circle from arc. So if I have arc, and you know that arc is what we can call a partial circle, so it is something that has not 360 degrees. So basically, if I go to this option, circle from arc, I need to choose one arc, do the enter, and it will fulfill or complete the full circle. The following command, it is the corner, and I will group the corner, the chamfer, and the fillet in the same package of commands because they all do the same idea or the same concept. So the corner. The corner, it is kind of a trim by two entities at the same time. So I can click this entity and automatically will do a corner. Or instead of clicking the entities, I can go very near without clicking any of the entities, and when I'm near I have this arrow, and if I click now it will sorry, it will execute. It's not chosen. So again, if I click now, it will execute the command with only one click. So as I said, the corner, the chamfer and the fillet work on the exact same way. The little difference from the corner to these two, chamfer and fillet, it is that we can choose the entities on the same way or choose by this small arrow. It doesn't matter. Now I will choose by entities, this and this, and I have a dialog box where I give the value either for the radius or for the chamfer. Okay, I will put a little bigger, and then I can choose to fillet or chamfer both lines, or only the first, or only the second, or none of them. Okay, for example, I will say like this, so we will see one of the lines will be trimmed and the other one will not have any effect. So it happened something like this. So the chamfer, instead of doing a fillet, will do something like this. Okay, but they work on the exact same way. We have also this command here, the remove segment, and the remove segment, it is has the goal to take a part of an entity. For example, I can click a point on top of this entity and another point somewhere and say what is the segment I want to remove. So this middle segment of the entity, and basically we'll turn this in one entity, this on another entity, with this gap defined by the 2 points we've chosen inside the command. We have also one command, and I will jump over the explode. I have this option also, the break line, and the break line, it is a special feature, a graphical special feature for the 2D, and I need to choose one line, and then I need to give one information where locate the break marks, and I can say here, and I can say here. Okay, that's it, and enter when done, and automatically VariCAD puts these little break marks that have a function to define a section, a big section in 2D. You can read a little about it if you look over the internet. Okay. We have, before the explode command, we have one more command I would like to show you, that it is the edit spline, and for that first I will create one spline, okay, with a couple of points. You've seen this in the previous command, in the previous lesson, sorry. And now I can go to the edit spline, and the edit spline, I choose one spline for sure, and you see these points were the points I insert to create the spline. Now if I move near one of the points, each one of them, I click, and now I can redefine the point, and you see when I'm moving the point, all the entity and all the points, the tangencies, are affected and modified. Okay, I can move wherever I want, okay, and make a new spline, and when done I can give the OK. So for last, I will talk a little about the explode, and for the explode I will clean all of this, also the spline. I will make a couple of entities so that you can see the difference. So I will make a rectangle, and inside the rectangle I will insert a pattern, hatch. Okay, this is very thin. We will see a little more about it later in one of the lessons, and I will put one dimension, Okay, that's it. Just to give you an idea what is possible to make with the explode. And here, for example, you see that if I try to delete, this is just one entity called dimension. The rectangle acts also with as one entity, it's a polyline, and the edge is also a complex entity where all these displayed lines are just one entity. But if I want to simplify, for sure I will lose information in terms of the associativity that these entities have. But if I want to, for some reason, to change these entities, I can come to the explode, and what it will do is to decompose these entities in simple ones. So starting with a dimension, okay, and now you see that is split it in simple entities where the text is a text. This is a line with some arrows. I can click again and it will decompose more where I have a line and then the arrows. Or if I come to the rectangle and do the OK, now instead of a polyline composed by 4 lines, I have 4 simple lines. And finally, regarding the hatch, the pattern, if I click, now I have singular lines. Okay, this is the effect that explode has on complex entities, where we can turn complex ones in singular and simple entities.